Well, hello, everybody. Great to see you all again. Wendy Clifford here, Ian Bourne from Cloud 2020. And we just want a very brief segment here. We're just going to talk about the announcement that we heard yesterday at Inspire 2021. In fact, I think it was maybe on the first day, so it was Wednesday, wasn't it?
Was.
This week's going so quickly. But we actually want to talk about the new innovation, which is around having Microsoft Teams within Dynamics 365 at no extra cost. So that's the important bit as well, isn't it? At no extra cost, because I believe I haven't actually used this function, but I think you have, Ian. Previously, you have been able to bring in Dynamics 365 into the Teams environment, but there's been a bit of a process about that, which now no longer you've had to do. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, when it first came out, it was still innovationary in its way. I mean, seriously innovationary. So there's this little button that said collaborate, and that was awesome. That would then give you the ability to create a team in Teams and to share information that way. And in Teams, you could also then create a view, a team into a particular, maybe an account you're trying to work together on to bring on board, or an opportunity you're trying to work through and close in Dynamics. And if the person that you were connecting with, or persons you were connected with, had a Dynamics license, they could see and interact with all the information in that form that you were viewing. And that was great. So where have we gone now? What we've gone now is live Teams conversations in the conversation thread in Dynamics, and that is just taken out. It's just the embedding has gone just a huge step further, and that's really good. And I mean, the use cases are just starting to come to mind. You know, I mean, you and I often want to spark up a conversation. You know, I'll be an opportunity. I went, oh, Wendy, I really want you to come in on this because this is right up your street, and they want some user adoption discussions and what have you. Wendy, let's have that conversation. You can actually have that conversation in the Dynamics environment at that point in time, and then you're capturing it, which is phenomenal. So I'm very excited about this one.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds to me as though you don't have to go through that whole process of setting up a team before and inviting people, which isn't that onerous, but it does get out of control really quickly. I mean, you know, in the times we've been using Teams, they just expand, don't they, exponentially, all these different teams, and doesn't seem to be a real process built in around archiving them or making sure that you've saved what you need to in case you have to refer to it for support or because, you know, they're coming back for change requests or whatever it is. So it does seem to me that this is a more flexible, kind of elegant way of doing it, a bit more natural, actually. So working very much in that sales productivity way, but expanding that out across the whole range of things that you might be doing as an organization. So something like Service Engineer could be out on site and could have an engagement with back in the service desk and update case notes, get help with troubleshooting, that kind of stuff. They were talking about that, I think, on Wednesday. So I don't think I've made that up.
No, not at all. Well, I just think, you know, just think back to, I remember a colleague in another company, when Teams first came out, said, right, well, let's try this Teams out. So he banned email internally for a week. So you were not allowed to send an email for exceptional circumstances for a whole week, unless you were talking to a customer outside. At the end of that week, he said nobody reverted back to sending emails. But there were still occasions, even now, where you go, all right, I'll just send something to Wendy and blah, blah. You jump back into email, but it's of the moment. So you can actually be in say an opportunity, is a classic example, or let's say we're onboarding a new customer and you want to get, say, the finance team to make sure they've done the credit checks and all that kind of good stuff. And then, you know, say, Katie, get them some collateral out there and what have you. You can have that conversation in that account entity and you've got that record going on, but you're not moving away. So you've got the information available to you as well as whilst you're having that conversation. I'm seriously excited about this, and I think it really is a massive step forward.
Yes, I agree, Ian. And I think just to reiterate, the other person doesn't need to have a Dynamics license, which was always a bit of a barrier to that collaborative approach. And now I think I think Microsoft are taking the right approach with that. So I'm excited about where this goes in the future. This is just a short segment today, so we'll finish there, but no doubt we'll be discussing this again sometime soon. So in the meantime,
I don't.
Yeah, in the meantime, thanks for joining us, and we'll speak to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.